Welcome back to Third Eye Weekly. We're here today with a very special guest, a writer of our own here at BTR, Veronica Chavez, who's writing an article later this week on adult camping, which is going to be awesome. You guys should stay tuned to read it. But until then, we're here to talk a little bit about vacationing, specifically traveling for extended period of time, and how you can go about doing that with student debt, other economic unfeasibilities. Thank you for joining us today, Veronica.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure.
So you were telling us a little bit in the office about how you did a lot of traveling when you were younger to South America.
Yes. Well, my mom is from Argentina and my dad is from Peru. So I've had my fair share of vacationing over there. It's pretty interesting because you get to see, I have some family that live in very poor areas over there and some family that, are economically stable and live in, the better areas. So I think it was great to have that growing up to really be able to see the disparities that can happen in such countries and not just go to the touristy areas.
Yeah. Did you ever have that one realization or some moment that really stuck out to you that you started to realize maybe some of the advantages you had in living in America compared to some of the things you saw in Argentina?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the security situation over there is pretty bad. Even my recent trip, which was 2 summers ago to Argentina, I saw things firsthand. I saw a woman, wearing a messenger bag around her shoulder and somebody just ran by and snipped it right off.
Scissors?
Yeah, snipped it right off her body.
Wow.
Even I had a personal experience. I was in a taxi cab with my family and my aunt had a small purse just right on her lap and the taxi window was open. And, in America, you would never worry about having, your window open thinking, oh, somebody might run by and grab something.
Yeah.
Right.
Over there, someone just ran by, reached into the taxi and grabbed my aunt's bag from her lap. So it's like, it really made me appreciate how safe I felt, walking around the streets in America as opposed to the stuff you have to worry about over there.
Was that in Buenos Aires or another city
near
there?
That was in Rosario.
Rosario.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how old were you when you first started traveling?
My first trip to Argentina was actually when I was 6 years old.
Oh, wow. So it's been for a little while, but it's all been through your family. Right?
Yeah, it's all been through my family. I mean, my parents always made it a point because the rest of my family is pretty much over there, so they didn't want me to just, know of them and then the few aunts and uncles we have here. They really wanted us to go and connect over there and get a sense of our culture so that we weren't completely Americanized. And so I was able to do that, which
it's great.
I'm really grateful for.
I mean, it's an opportunity that I feel a lot of people our age don't feel like they have available to them. They have these busy work schedules or school or debt, and they don't feel like they can actually get out and plan these things themselves.
Yeah.
So have you felt like that at all? Like, have you taken any personal travel or vacation for yourself, independent of what your family has kind of, allowed for you?
Well, not outside of the country. I have done some traveling just to Las Vegas or Florida or just, going on a cruise or something like that, but nothing to the extent of going out of the country and really immersing myself in the culture without my parents being there.
And was that mainly for economic reasons or?
Yeah, it was completely for economic reasons. I would love to go do that. And as soon as I'm able to, or as soon as I find an outlet, that would allow me to without spending too much money, I'm going to do it for sure.
I mean, it's interesting because a lot of other countries aside from the US, like Australia and the UK, will offer periods of time where you can just go on sabbatical or you could leave for 4 to 6 months and go travel, and allow that to happen. In America, we don't really see that as much, and people don't want to make these gaps in their careers, these gap years where they're just going to say, okay, I'm going to put everything on hold. So would you prefer to wait for an opportunity where there's a job that will let you do that? Or would you be willing to just say, I'm going to throw caution to the wind and I'm going to go experience travel?
I mean, I think I would not be opposed to creating a gap in time where I just stop what I'm doing in my career and go travel. And that's mainly because I've seen my parents, discouraged to travel because they felt that they couldn't pull themselves away from their jobs and they waited a long time. And not that they didn't experience it later on in life, but I could tell that there was a sense of regret that they didn't do it when they were younger and could do a lot of the activities that they can't do now. So definitely want to do it while I'm young and I can, you know, go on a hike or something wherever I'm going. Because I remember I went to, you know, just Puerto Rico with my parents and they were like dying on the El Yunque trail. Like,
yeah, I've been on that trail. It's not that crazy.
Yeah,
either.
it's not that
it's
bad.
all paved out.
It's very simple trail, but
well, the heat, I imagine, is probably pretty intense, right?
I mean, the heat was pretty
but
bad.
it's the rainforest, so there's a lot of moisture, and it's actually pretty cool in the rainforest.
So you don't even need the drink; you just drink the
yeah,
air, right?
That's right.
So in all your travels and your experience, what would you say were some of the biggest lessons that you learned, and what would you kind of give as advice to people looking to go to South America or to some of these developing areas?
Well, I think you definitely have to be aware of your surroundings at all times. I think that goes without saying. And I guess when I was with my family, they were just trying to limit the amount of English I was speaking. I mean, I have that, you know, I'm able to speak Spanish. So obviously not everybody who travels there is going to be able to speak Spanish. But, you know, if you can obviously have a set out plan, and with countries that have a, you know, security problem, just try to be careful as how you portray yourself, you know, as a tourist.
Yeah, I always think it's best when we kind of just jump in and immerse ourselves and try not to speak our, you know, native tongue when we're at a different place. That's great advice. Yeah.
Well, it's all some great advice. Thank you so much for joining us today, Veronica. It was a pleasure having you. Tune in later this week for her article, Adult Camping. You won't want to miss it. Till next time, folks.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.